Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to have you here, guys. As you can see, today I finally want to give you an update on Bade'e al Oud Amethyst from Lattafa. Now this video will be very quick. I just want to let you know my experience with the fragrance and if it got any better. I think I have mentioned this one in a video last year, I think, or close to a year, or a bit more than a year, I'm not sure exactly and I haven't checked honestly. But in that video I mentioned that it smells horrible, it smells cheap, it smells artificial, it smells synthetic, it smells like a poorly done fragrance. To me it smelled like burnt tires with gasoline. It smelled like something that you would use for your car to clean it, you know, not like a fragrance that you would actually like to apply on your skin, especially being this is supposed to be a rose oud combo, you know, it has listed rose, it has listed an oud accord. So I said in that video that to me rose oud fragrances are supposed to be very luxurious, they are supposed to smell very sophisticated, and this fragrance just didn't give me that vibe, you know. Now, in the last 2 to 3 months, I feel like I got a lot of questions about this fragrance, if it got any better. So I decided instead of waiting for every person, or like, instead of every person waiting for me to give them a response or reply, I decided to just film a quick update video. Now, I will spray this one on my skin and I will let you know how I feel about this fragrance. Now, did it get better? Honestly, yes, it did. And I will let you know how it smells like now to me. Did it get so better that I cannot stop wearing it now? No. Honestly, I feel like since the video I have only worn it once. I have tried it a few times after that, but it's just recently that I feel like it got better to a point where I can actually, like it's actually worth doing an update video on it, you know. Yeah, see, in the opening I still get that cheap smell. Oh, and by the way, I know something that I wanted to say as well. I know lots of people have and love this fragrance. If you have it and you love it, I am honestly, genuinely happy for you. Please do not feel triggered by what I say about this fragrance. This is just my experience with the fragrance. You know, fragrance is supposed to be something ultra personal, very subjective. So it's normal and it's healthy that different people have different experiences with fragrances. You know, don't be triggered if I don't like this fragrance and you love it. It's okay. You can love a fragrance and I can hate it, and vice versa, you know. My perception on the fragrance shouldn't change your experience with the fragrance, you know what I mean. Now, yeah, with this in mind, let's begin. So it did get better. I still get that like cheap car product, slightly burnt tire smell, but I get it more in the opening. As this one starts to develop, I finally get to smell the notes that it has listed. So basically, to me, smells like pink rose, that's slightly sweet and sour from the bergamot. You know, it does have a slight sour tinge, and by sour, it's a sweet rose that makes your mouth go like, you know what I mean. I still don't know how this expression is called in English, but if you know what I mean, it makes your mouth go just like this, like, you know, like, yeah, you got my point. So you have that undertone of the fragrance that now gets to shine even more, but now surprisingly I also get the sweetness from the rose. To my nose, the rose here, it's a pink rose for sure. It's nothing challenging, nothing too sweet, nothing too deep, nothing too dark. It's just like a rich pink rose with that sweet sour tinge from the bergamot. Now I actually detect vanilla, and I feel like what the vanilla adds to the overall fragrance is a slight warm, round sweetness to the fragrance. Again, not your overly gourmand vanilla, you know, it doesn't smell overly sweet, but I feel like it overall adds a slight warmth and richness and roundness at the same time to the composition, and now I get more of that oud accord. Now, for this price, you guys don't expect to have real oud in the fragrance. It's just impossible, you know. Oud, I feel like if you know 1 or 2 things about oud, you know that it's very expensive to use in fragrances. The majority of ouds that you have in your mainstream fragrances, it's actually an oud accord, you know, meaning that they use the different, what's the word in English, like ingredients, or like they use different notes, you know, to create an oud accord. Basically, they use different notes to create something that should give you the feel of oud, you know. This is why oud can smell so different in so many fragrances, you know. Even real oud can smell very different depending on the type of oud, depending on where it's from, on the age factor as well, you know. So the oud, I feel like oud in general is a very tricky scent in fragrances, you know. Now, the oud here, to me, it smells like like a rich woody accord, you know. If you have been watching my videos for a while, you know that this is how I describe usually the smell of oud. It legit smells like a rich woody accord, you know, like you cut a piece of wood, you lean in to smell it like a freshly cut piece of wood, and you get all that richness, all that woody scent, you know, but it's slightly deeper than that, you know. It's quite dark at the same time. It's nothing barnyard about it, definitely nothing barnyard, nothing animalic, definitely not your Hindi oud, you know. It doesn't have anything pungent, fickle, sour, acidic, like, you know, it's a very easy to enjoy woody oud accord, you know. So yes, did it get better? It definitely did. I think the accord, or like the note that makes me think of how this fragrance used to smell back in like last year, is that sweet sour tinge. To my taste, it's a bit more than I like it, and I have also grown to realize I'm not really the biggest fan of this kind of fragrances in general. I have tried another fragrance from Afnan from the 9 collection. I think it's called the 9 PM for Women. That smelled pretty similar to this one, but that one is a much smoother version. I feel like that one doesn't have all the rough edges that this one used to have, you know. That one to me smelled like gummy bears in the flavor of like forest berries, you know, or like forest berries, gummy bears with rose, with that same sweet sour bergamot, but with an oud accord done very beautifully there. Again, that one had nothing challenging, nothing pungent, nothing animalic about it, just smelled woody, you know. So yes, you guys, it did get better, honestly. But it was a long process, honestly. It was a long process. And I still, in all honesty, I still don't feel like I resonate with this fragrance. You know, it's not a fragrance that I look in my collection, like I look there because there is the fragrance. It's not a fragrance that I look at it and I'm like, I cannot wait to wear this one. I cannot wait to do layering combos with it. You know, it's a fragrance that it just sits there, honestly. I think that the first time, or like the first few times I tried it, I was so repulsed by how nasty it smelled that now, yeah, I still don't want to wear it in a sense, even though it definitely got better, you guys. I can smell the vanilla, I can smell the oud accord, I can smell the rose now, I can smell the bergamot. So what I wanted to say is that I can detect more notes and accords from this fragrance, you know. It doesn't smell like a chemical mess like it used to smell. So yes, it did get better. Would I recommend you this fragrance? Honestly, I don't know. Now, considering the fact that I personally don't like it, I would say no, but I know lots of people love it, you guys. I think when it comes to this fragrance, this is the fragrance that I received the most like polar opposite feedback by far since I'm here on YouTube. So many people hate it, like utterly hate it, and so many people love it, like they deeply love it. So yeah, I don't know. A lot of people mentioned the gasoline smell that I used to get as well last year. I will just say last year. If it was like 10 months ago, I don't know, last year. Now I think Lattafa uses an accord, or they use a specific smell that to some people's noses can translate as gasoline-like. Now, honestly, I know they use something similar in Opulent Red, because a lot of people told me it smells like straight up gasoline, but I also had people who told me that this is their favorite fragrance. They have backups upon backups of it, is their signature scent, you know. So again, I feel like it depends, you know, you guys. I feel like at the end of the day, this is the beauty of fragrances. Everything is so subjective, you know. What I hate, you might love, and vice versa. So keep this aspect in mind. If you are interested in this one, honestly, I would advise you to test it. Get a sample of this one, get a sample of the one from Afnan. To me, the one from Afnan is definitely better, but now as the vanilla started to shine in this one, I also feel like it's a tad sweeter. Yeah, see, now like 20 minutes in, I get nothing off-putting about it, you know. You have the bergamot. Basically, the rose here has a slight sour edge to it, you know, from the bergamot, but it also has almost like a fruity like feel to it in the background, but like a deep fruitiness, you know, like this kind of color, you know, or something like this. I feel like with the vanilla and with the oud accord, that's very easy to enjoy at the moment. The oud accord has nothing challenging about it, you know. I don't think it's something for everyone. And also, if you're looking for something with rose and oud, I feel like, look, in all honesty, if you are looking to explore the world of rose oud fragrances, first of all, my piece of advice for you would be, don't start with full bottles. The smell of oud is something so complex, is something so so diverse at the same time, and it has so many facets to it. Don't start with full bottles. Don't spend your money on full bottle fragrances. Get samples. Get some samples from Montal, get some samples from Mancera, get some samples with oud fragrances from Lattafa, get some samples with oud fragrances from Junaid if you want. Junaid has amazing oud based fragrances. Get some samples from Ahmed al Maghribi again. You guys, one thing about Ahmed al Maghribi, they know how to do their oud accord. They do their oud accord so beautifully. Not all of them, honestly. I have tried some that are not my cup of tea, but you have there a wide variety. Yeah, I think a wide variety of different fragrances made around oud, made around different types of oud accord. Some are more like your Hindi ouds, some are more like your typical Cambodian style of oud, you know. You get a lot there. So sample lots of fragrances from there. For instance, one fragrance that I'm trying out at the moment, and I love how it smells, is from Ahmed al Maghribi. It's called Bin Sheikh. Now, Bin Sheikh, you guys, I don't feel like it's a fragrance that I can pull off, honestly. It leans very masculine to my nose and to my taste, but on a man, oh my god, that fragrance smells so beautiful, so opulent, so luxurious, so royal-like, you know. So I feel like that's a great one if you're a man. If you're a woman, get a sample of Bidun Esam. That fragrance is so beautiful, you guys. It's still one of my favorite rose oud fragrances, not just from Middle Eastern brands, but from niche brands, from designer brands in general. It's a beautifully done oud accord. Smells very realistic. The rose there, it has this feeling that you're like dipping your face into thousands of rose petals, you know. It's such a vibrant fragrance, it's such a bold fragrance, it's such a royal fragrance at the same time. So yes, if you are interested in exploring oud based fragrances, definitely start with samples and see the kind of oud that you resonate with, you know, because otherwise, if you are just, let's just say, entering the world of oud, you know, it can be a tricky journey, you know, especially that once you get to test more oud based fragrances and especially more high quality ouds, and I'm not necessarily talking about real oud in fragrances. You can have oud accords that smell very luxurious, very well done. Your taste will change a lot, you know, and the types of ouds. For instance, you have, I know I have an older video where I talk about ouds, oud and rose, I think, yeah, oud and rose. I always wanted to do a follow-up for that video with other oud fragrances. I don't know why I never got around to do it, but it's still on my to-do list, you know. I would still like to do a follow-up because I've tried so many other oud-based fragrances, and I feel like once you enter the world of oud, in a sense, there's no way to go back, you know, especially if you learn to appreciate this beautiful smell, if you learn to appreciate all its facets, you know, if you learn to distinguish between a high-quality oud accord and a cheap, poorly done oud accord, you know. Yeah, so this is pretty much everything I wanted to say about this fragrance. Definitely don't blind buy it. Is it the best one from Lattafa? Honestly, no. Does it smell as horrible as it smelled last year? Honestly, no. It definitely got better, even when I'm smelling it now. Yeah, now at least how it sits now on my skin, I get nothing cheap or synthetic about it. Grant you, I still get a little bit of that, you know, like a little bit of that, but nothing like it was last year. I feel like I get more of that synthetic feel in the opening. That's when the fragrance really smells quite. That's when basically when I smell this fragrance, it reminds me of the first interactions that I had with it all the way back. Maybe that's why I don't like it, I don't know. Also, if you have this fragrance in your collection, let me know if it has improved for you. Do you wear it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know what you think about it. So yes, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget you can follow me on Instagram. Here is my handle. I will see you in my next video, hopefully. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye, guys.